Hello, welcome to Faith Today News. I'm Cody, and today we're going to be talking about the Hinduism religion. Here's Monica with some foundational elements on Hinduism.
A foundational element of Hinduism is Brahman, the truth and reality. Hindus believe in Brahman as the one true God who is formless, limitless, all-inclusive, and eternal. Brahman is not an abstract concept. Brahman is a real entity that encompasses everything seen and unseen in the universe. A second foundational element of Hinduism is the Vedas, the ultimate authority. The Vedas are Hindu scriptures that contain revelations received by ancient saints and sages. Hindus believe that the Vedas are without beginning and without end. When everything else in the universe is destroyed, at the end of a cycle of time, the Vedas remain. A third foundational element of Hinduism is everyone should strive to achieve Dharma. Understanding the concept of Dharma helps you understand the Hindu faith. Unfortunately, no single English word adequately covers its meaning. Dharma can be described as right conduct, righteousness, moral law, and duty. Anyone who makes Dharma central to one's life strives to do the right thing according to one's duty and abilities at all times. A fourth foundational element of Hinduism is individual souls are immortal. A Hindu believes that the individual soul, Atman, is neither created nor destroyed. It has been, it is, and it will be. Actions of the soul while residing in a body require that it reap the consequences of those actions in the next life, the same soul in a different body. The process of movement of the Atman from one body to another is known as transmigration. The kind of body the soul inhabits next is determined by karma, actions accumulated in previous lives. And lastly, a fifth foundational element of Hinduism is the goal of the individual soul, moksha. Moksha is liberation, the soul's release from the cycle of death and rebirth. It occurs when the soul unites with Brahman by releasing its true nature. Several paths can lead to this realization and unity: the path of duty, the path of knowledge, and the path of devotion. Unconditional surrender to God.
And now to Marissa with today's historical spotlight.
Siddhartha Gautama, who would one day become known as Buddha, lived in Nepal during the 6th to 4th century BC. While scholars agree that he did in fact live, the events of his life are still debated. According to the most widely known story of his life, after experimenting with different teachings for years and finding none of them acceptable, Gautama spent a fateful night in deep meditation. During his meditation, all of the answers he had been seeking became clear and achieved full awareness, thereby becoming Buddha. Some of the challenges the Buddha faced were that he decided to leave his wife and son to live an ascetic life. He had to overcome the threats of Mara, an evil demon who challenged his right to become the Buddha, and he was initially hesitant to teach because what he now knew could not be communicated to others in words. The Buddha has left an outstanding impact on society. His teachings have affected everything from a variety of other faiths to literature to philosophy, both within India and to the farthest reaches of the Western world.
Here's Cody with the contemporary spotlight.
The temporary figure we chose to spotlight today is Ramana Maharshi, who lived between 1879 and 1950. Ramana Maharshi, the sage of Arunachal, was a widely recognized Hindu mystic who attracted many followers from both East and West. As a boy of 14, he had a near-death experience and, perceiving the self as different to the body, left home to become a sannyasi. Despite his taking a vow of silence, many people sought his advice. He established an ashram, which was visited by many influential people. Ramana Maharshi was considered an extraordinary personality, and his ashram became renowned for giving all its inhabitants a deep sense of peace and tranquility. Ramana Maharshi is credited with establishing the relevance of the Advaita philosophy to the modern world. Now let's go to Marissa to look back on a political Hindu event.
The World Hindu Economic Forum was held in Hong Kong, China in 2012. Their mission was to make society prosperous through the generation of surplus wealth and sharing of such material wealth. This was the first conference ever for the Hindu religion that discussed economic situations within the Hindu society.
And now here's Monica with a look back on a Hindu cultural festival.
Now it's time to take a look back at Kalpataru Divas, which was celebrated on January 1st of 2017. This cultural event included the faithful celebration of the life of Ramakrishna, one of the most influential Hindu holy men of the 19th century.
Let's go to Cody to hear more about an entertainment event that has occurred.
Diwali, or Deepavali, was celebrated on October 19, 2017. It is the Hindu festival of lights celebrated every year in autumn in the Northern Hemisphere. It spiritually signifies the victory over light over darkness, good over evil, knowledge over ignorance, and hope over despair. This celebration includes millions of lights shining on housetops, outside doors, and windows, around temples and other buildings in the communities and countries where it is observed. And finally, here's Marissa with the similarities and differences between Catholicism and Hinduism.
Catholicism and Hinduism may be different religions, but they also share some similar concepts. Both Catholics and Hindus have temples that contain golden statues and artifacts. They also believe that holy water is significant in certain rituals as it cleanses the spiritual body of a person. Even though these two have some similar ideals, they are also very different. The Hindu religion believes in many gods, which is known as polytheism, where Catholics believe in one true God, which is known as monotheism. Hindus seek to find their spiritual consciousness, where Catholics seek to be one with God.
Thank you for joining us, and please tune in next time for Faith Today News.